What's up, everybody, and welcome to my brand new podcast called The Ty the Natural Experience. And on this podcast, I'm going to be having different conversations about various different controversial topics and, different juicy conversations. So, on today, I'm going to be having a very, very juicy conversation with one of my girls. And basically, this has been one of the most controversial topics of the year for 2022. So, me and my sis is about to have it out with this talk. And I would love for you guys to listen and also comment on how you feel about this topic as well. So, let me bring in my special guest, aka Morgan, which is Mom's Master Money for all her social handles. So feel free to give her a follow, y'all. She is a financial guru, and everybody needs financial literacy. So help me welcome Morgan.
Hey, hey. So good
Hey,
to see you.
sis.
How are you?
I am wonderful. And how are
Awesome.
you?
I am doing well. I am doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm excited for this conversation.
So am I. So, without further ado, the topic that we are going to be discussing today is what do you bring to the table? Because 99% of women or girls don't know how to answer this question. So, Morgan, what do you bring to the table, sis? And how do you feel about this question? And how do you feel it should be answered?
Well,
Oh, no. Um, I can't hear you, sis.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, like I was saying, for me, first of all, let me just say I'm excited about this conversation for sure. I'm excited about this podcast. So congratulations, you are stepping out and starting this thing. So I'm so excited for you.
Thank you,
Definitely,
sis.
definitely glad to see the growth. I'm so proud of you. So with this question, one thing, yes, listen, I can only do one side because I'm trying the phone right now too. Okay,
Okay.
to make sure it don't die. But I got you. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so when it comes down to this question, for me, I bring so much to the table. I don't know if you ever saw that show Star that came out like around the same time as Empire did back in the
Um,
pandemic before we all decided to get serious about life.
right. I don't think
I,
I think I heard about it, but I don't think I watched it.
okay, well their theme song of that show was called I Bring Me. And
Mm.
I loved that song. But it's so true. Like because first of all, everybody is unique, right?
Hmm.
I bring certain skills that just I I feel like a lot of times men go through so much
Hmm.
and you just ain't got to deal with that over here. I'm not bringing you drama. Okay, you got peace. All right, we gonna cook together because you know I like to eat. Okay, so I'm gonna make
Me
you a
too.
plate. We like to, you know what I mean? We like to eat. We like our food. Okay, so
Yes.
you know you're gonna eat. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna
Right.
be able to grow. You're gonna be able to develop. You're gonna be able to sit down and tell me your dreams, and we're gonna figure out some people and the resources that we need to make these things possible. So
Yeah.
with me, you're gonna get a lot more support and you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now, you also got to be a man that actually got a vision in order for somebody to be able to support you too. So, yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean? It
Right.
goes both ways.
Right.
But for me, I bring so much to the table that's like my hope is that anybody that I'm engaged with, like anybody that I interact with, whether it's a friend, whether it is a relationship, whatever, I would hope that I bring those things to them. You know what I mean? So
Yes, ma'am.
that's my
Yes,
answer.
ma'am.
I don't know how other people gonna answer that question, but that's how I answer that question. I bring me, and there's a whole lot when you get me. Okay, but
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, so that's what I bring.
Okay.
Just say it. I'm just saying. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
So what really made me want to have this conversation, because I seen another podcast with a group of young ladies that were, answering this, and a lot of them didn't know how to answer it. One was like asking the guys, and then one was like, she was saying she was good in bed, and it's like that shouldn't even count. Like there needs to be, something besides that, because everybody got that. Like, what
Right.
else is there? And I mean, if that's all you have to offer, eventually you're gonna get tired of it. So
Yeah.
what else
Yeah.
is
Not
there?
gonna be more. It's gotta be more than that.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And then one lady, she gave a whole list. So I was loving what she was saying. Just like for me, I feel like I bring a whole vibe, to the relationship. I
Say
feel like I'm
that.
just a vibe on my own.
Mhm.
I'm funny. Um,
Mhm.
I'm smart. I'm very encouraging, supportive, empathetic. Um, I love to, learn something new because I love change. So it has to be constantly something going on different, or I get bored. So I will keep you on your toes because I love to do different things, adventurous,
Mhm.
and I love to like share new knowledge. So I'll be putting you on to new knowledge that I learned and give it to you, so we can
Right.
grow together, evolve together. Like we should be constantly evolving. Someone said, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Facts.
So we definitely should be growing, um, and together.
Mhm.
So I just really want girls to really figure out what they have, what they offer besides what's between their legs.
Mhm.
There's more to life than that. And what's so crazy is, soon as more men are more aware of SR, which is semen retention, um, there's going to be a lot less of intercourse, because men going to find out that they're giving their power away every time they do that. Like,
Mm.
that's why God created marriage, because it should only be between two people, because a man is giving away his power every time he does that. Girl, it's crazy. It is so
I'm like,
crazy.
I didn't think of it that way, but I could see that though. You know what I mean? A
Because
lot of times.
if we get pregnant, who's giving us the baby? The guy.
Mhm.
We can't get the baby without the guy.
Mhm.
Um, it's just it's girl, it's deep. It's deep. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But I was just having a conversation about it, and I was like put on to so much new knowledge. It's crazy, girl. But we definitely just want to encourage the young ladies to value yourselves, value skills, value your education, value knowledge, value growth, because all of those things are important. And at the end of the day, a good man wants a woman that has, you know, something outside of, intercourse.
Mhm.
They want to know that they can come home to a nice cooked meal, not fending for themselves, maybe working a business all day or working a job all day. A man has to be fed. He shouldn't have to come home and feed his own self. Um, but I do like the aspect of what Morgan said, cooking together. I do love that. I feel like it's so peaceful, and something that I want to do more. I'm more of the cooker.
I feel you. I honestly, until I had my kids
Hmm.
a few years ago, I was not a cooker. My dad was an amazing cook when he was alive, right? And he always tried to teach me how to cook when I was coming up. And y'all, let me tell you, I was just ready to get to the food. I was like, call me when it's time for me to come get my plate. I don't want to know how to make the food go on the plate. I just want to know when the plate is ready. Okay, like don't call me before the I was not interested at all, seriously. But at the time, I had, I was married, and once I got divorced, I was like, wait a minute. I still got to eat. And now nobody's here to feed me. So let me figure this out.
Right.
In just a few short years, like now I'm cooking full meals. Like Thanksgiving dinner has been at my house for the last few years. Like Christmas
Right.
was at my house years. Like this is the first year that we're not doing all those things only because I relocated. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, yeah, I learned how to do all of those things. It was not something that I initially did at first. So I want my man to know how to cook too, because I feel like
Same.
we're gonna go back and forth. You know what I mean? Like I don't like
Mhm.
the I respect and I understand certain old school principles, right? But I'm
Mhm.
not the wife that's gonna be at the house barefoot, pregnant, sitting up here cooking and cleaning all day. You got life outside of this house. I got life outside of this house. Okay, sometimes you're gonna get home before I do, and you should make dinner. Like it's not that difficult. You know what I mean? Work together. You
Right.
know, so that's kind of the way I see it. It's like, yeah, if the situation calls for it, be available for it, be open to it. You know what I mean? Or if we're both
I
there,
definitely
right,
agree
let's
with
cook
that.
together. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Right.
I don't want it to always be my responsibility either, because when you think about it, as a woman, we have so many different roles that we're playing, right? We got so
Mhm.
many different things that we're doing. We are an individual first, then you are a mother, you are a wife, you are a sister, you are a daughter, you are an auntie, you are a sister-in-law, right? You got nieces and
Friend.
nephews. You got you you work in a job somewhere, right? You're somebody's boss at a job, but and everything's just it's a lot. So
Yes.
get you
It
somebody
can
that
be
can be
overwhelming.
like, yes, I want somebody that can help. I don't just want a man that's gonna be a man and just gonna bring some money to the house. No, 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 sir. We're both putting energy and effort and time into this. So
Right. Right. I feel you on that. I feel
that's
you
just my
100%.
I know that wasn't one of the
Teamwork
questions.
make the dream work.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm getting at. Because when you it's like when that becomes what you're actually looking for, and you realize that those things are the things that are really important, and not the what I'm saying, how many different partners you can have or whatever. That's when things really start shifting. You know what I mean? And that's
Mhm.
why a lot of women, they think that, oh well, you know what I mean, I can get whatever dude I want. Like I can mess with this dude and he gonna buy me this bag. I can mess with this dude and he gonna fly me out. Okay, so what happened when dude fly you out and then you get there and you don't do everything he wants you to do, or y'all have an argument or whatever, and now he don't want to fly you back? Now what you
Right.
gonna do?
Right. What you gonna do now?
Nobody wants to be stuck. You
Mm.
know. And honestly, my mom always told me, like, when I was coming up, my
Mhm.
mom taught me early. She was like, look, if you ever go somewhere with a dude, even though I was not old enough to have a car, she said, make sure you always got bus fare to get from wherever you are to home. You know,
Mhm.
if you go on a date, make sure you got the money for the food that you ordered. Okay, like there was just certain things that my mom told me growing up, like that you need to be able to do for yourself. So I was
Mhm.
never one of those women that was like, oh, I'm gonna use my body to get what I want to get from this dude. No, if he
Either.
listen, what Megan Thee Stallion said, something like he gonna give it to me anyway. Like
He
he
gonna
not
give it to you
he
anyway?
already decided in his mind anyway. He was gonna, yeah, like if you gonna decide in your mind that you're gonna do something, just let it be your decision. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it be because I'm sitting up here doing something for you. You know what I mean? Like that, I can't go with that. That's what a lot of girls think now. They think, oh, because you got some good hoo ha, okay, that is special. It's
Yeah,
not
I'm just
special.
gonna go do this so I can receive this.
Yeah,
And
and
it's like
it takes a lot more than that. It's not. That's not
value yourself
what.
more than that.
Yeah, value yourself. Value. I mean, even just valuing your time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
exactly. That's that time.
just
That's a waste of time.
valuing your time, valuing your body,
Mhm.
man. Because I mean, I look back at my life and I think about how much time I wasted with different
Mhm.
dudes that was not about nothing. honey. But if I had been clear on what I was about, I wouldn't even know
Mhm.
entertain these fools in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
But hey, I'm sure you
that's
grew and learned something new out of all those, or out of,
oh, I definitely did. Every L is just a lesson,
hmm
right? Now, if you keep on finding yourself in the same lesson year after year, boyfriend after boyfriend, he just look different. You're not learning the lesson. Sit
right,
down and look at the lesson. But I
right.
learned,
It's
honey.
something in you
God
that
gave me
keep attracting those same people.
right, right, right.
hmm
I
So it's
said
something that
last
you have to
year.
fix internally so that you're not attracting that same
Mm-hmm.
toxic energy.
Right, right. And the only way to fix something is to sit down and be real with yourself and ask yourself some questions first. Why do I keep picking this same kind of person?
Mhm.
What was I exposed to? Because
Right.
sometimes it's what we see, what we saw growing up, right? Like that's a lot of times we just
That
end
is
up
so
instinctively
true.
kind of going to, and we don't ever look at it and say, okay, wait a minute. I keep getting this kind of dude that just want to sit up here and can you still see me? Okay.
It's kind of
You off at work. Why is that? Is it because you saw, you know what I'm saying, somebody else up the same way, So you got to ask yourself these questions. I think those questions are important.
yeah,
Little
I agree.
self-development's pretty controversial sometimes.
Self development is so important, and you should constantly
Mm-hmm.
be working on yourself every day.
Facts.
And no matter what happened in your past, that doesn't define you. It doesn't. Your past
Mm-hmm.
don't define you. It's who you are now. So
Right.
live for who you want to be. Show up as that woman you want to be. You don't have to be anything less than who you are.
Right.
And Morgan made a great point earlier off of camera. I wanted you to touch on that with Diamond and her cousin.
Oh, okay. So I think that okay, so everybody saw the movie Players Club, right? Growing up. Especially
Yes, I love Players Club.
if
By the way,
you
Team Diamond.
were 90s baby. Shout out to all the 90s babies, okay? Listen, on her thing because
I'm
she had a
89.
goal, right? 91 right here, 91. Shout out to 91. But yeah, all y'all 2000 babies and y'all new millennial babies, y'all don't even know what we're talking about. Y'all
Y'all
go
go look
find
that
it
up.
somewhere. Yeah, go look it up somewhere. Okay, go find
It's a
it because
classic.
it's a lesson up in there. Okay, it's a lesson. But no, for all those who do understand, who have seen that movie, it's like so many times when you coming up, right? You can fall into two different categories. You can be like Diamond, or you can be like Diamond's cousin. you
hmm
know Now they were both doing the same thing, right? But Diamond's cousin saw it as like, oh, this is where I'm going to end up. This is the top, right? This is the top for me. This is as good as it's going to get for
Run that back,
me,
sis. It's
which is where she was. Diamond was doing the same thing, but she knew that was just uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Uh-oh.
It
Can you
was
hear me?
stop. It was kind of freezing.
Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So Diamond and Diamond's cousin. I can't remember Diamond's cousin name because nobody really cares. Do you know her cousin's name?
Uh,
Ebony?
Ebony. Yep.
Was
That's
it
that's
Ebony?
it.
It was
Yep. It is
Ebony. It was
Ebony. It
Ebony.
is
Okay,
Ebony.
yeah, it was Ebony. Okay, so Diamond and Ebony, right? So
hmm
you have to figure out like which one are you, right?
Right.
Because Diamond and Ebony, yes, they both were stripping at the Players Club, right? They both was doing what they had to do. But Ebony saw that as that's the top, baby. That's as good as she gonna do. That's that
hmm
when you get to that point, you balling. You where you need to be. You
Uh, stop, sis. I don't know what it's
the
doing. What is going on?
oh
It's it keeps freezing for some reason. I don't know why. But go ahead, sis. Go ahead and finish. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. We're gonna be right back, guys. But essentially, what Morgan is saying is you got to pick who you want to be in this world. Do you want to be the girl that lets the money make her? Or do you want to be the girl that makes the money and don't let the money make you?
Right. Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, great. But essentially, yes, Ty just explained it. Okay. Diamond, long story short, she didn't let that thing stop her. Okay. She used that as something that she had to do while she had to do it, right, in order to get to the goals that she had. She wanted to finish school and she saw that as a way for her to be able to do it. So do what you have to do long enough for you to get where you want to be, and then you can do what you want to do. Okay. But understand that doing just what you have to do, that ain't what you got to do all the time. That is not the way to
Right.
live. So, like I said, you get to choose how you want your life to look, but you have to make a decision based on how you want your life to look, and then do things that take you in that direction.
Right.
So,
And
yes,
you might need to change your friends. Because if they are
that
doing the
part too.
stuff that we talking about you shouldn't be doing, you need a new circle.
That
Because
part too.
they
It's
just
very difficult to change your mindset and change your habits if your circle is not changing as well.
right.
Like, my mentor and I literally had a tough conversation today
Hmm.
about, the groups that you hang with.
Right.
And it's like, yes, those people may not be doing bad, right? But
Right.
are they doing better than you? Can
Right.
they teach you? You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
Right.
can they show you something higher? Or
Right.
is it because, like, it's great to have people that are on the same level as you, but
Hmm.
you also need to be in circles where you are going to be grown and you're going to see things that literally,
Uh-oh.
I
Hold
don't
on.
know why it's messing up.
Okay. You back.
Okay. But you need to have people in circles that you're involved in that expand your mind and who
Right.
you are and the way that you think and the things that you think are possible. Because it's super important, I'm telling you. Because if you don't see anybody around you doing it, it's going to be hard.
For you
Because
to
changing,
continue to stay
right,
on that path. Because you're seeing all this negativity. So definitely get around some positive friends, positive people. Find you some positive people to look up to. Things like that.
right, right.
And my
That's
follow up question before we close:
okay.
why do you think it? We kind of already said it, but why do you think girls feel that if they are good in the bedroom, then that's all they need in a relationship?
Sometimes that's what they saw,
Hmm.
right? Sometimes that's what they grow up actually seeing. So that's like the thing that becomes acceptable to them. They're like, oh
Right.
well, I saw my mom do this, or I saw my grandma do this, or my auntie did this, or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's what you end up finding acceptable. That's one thing too. They don't love themselves enough.
Right.
Which is not a and if what we're talking about, if this conversation applies to you, if it's made you feel like, okay, they may be talking about me, it may be some things that I need to take a look at. Don't feel like someone saying that you don't love yourself is a bad thing. It's us simply acknowledging there's some areas that you can give yourself some grace, right? And love yourself a little bit harder. Put
Right.
up some boundaries. Require that people call you before 10 o'clock at night if you want to meet up. You know what I'm saying? You can't come calling me no 1 o'clock in the morning talking about you finna swing by. Swing by who? I could
Right.
be sitting
I'm
up
sweet.
looking at the phone ringing. I could be sitting up looking at the phone ringing. It's gonna ring. And I'm gonna
Right.
call you back in the morning after business hours and ask you why you had the nerve to call me that late. Like,
Right.
if it was not an
Okay.
emergency. You weren't stuck on the side of the
Right.
road.
Right.
You wasn't stuck in the middle of 285 somewhere. Then I don't understand why the call even came through. You know what I mean? So it's like it's certain boundaries. But honestly,
Mhm.
when you don't have people around you that have those boundaries, you end up just kind of going for anything. Because the
Yeah,
world
you
will
don't
make you feel
care.
like,
Uh-oh. You coming back. You coming back.
okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me? Okay. But the world will make you feel like you're only as good as what you can do physically, right? Whether
Right.
you are too small, you too big, you don't have enough booty, you don't have enough hips, you ain't got enough boobs,
Okay.
your hair ain't
You
long
ain't got
enough.
enough hair.
Um yeah, your eyelashes ain't long enough. You know what I'm saying? Your lipstick
Okay.
color is 2 shades off. Your knees is bow-legged. Like whatever. Like it's so many
Too
different
many
things. It's so
stipulations.
much. And we have to get to the point to where we love ourselves, right? To where we love ourselves to the point to where we say, you know what? I deserve better than that. I
Hmm.
deserve better than somebody that's gonna just the only time I talk to you is when you know what I'm saying, you trying to holler at me about some
Right.
okay.
Uh-uh.
We can't have those people.
Mm-mm.
Okay. That can't be.
It's damaging
It is. It's damaging to your mind because it makes you
for
feel
your
like that's all that you're
emotions.
worth. It damaging to your emotions. Now you sitting up here giving away your body, giving away parts of you. Like I don't know if you remember that movie, The Color, not The Color Purple. Lord, I almost said The Color Purple. You do right by me, everything you do. It wasn't The Color Purple. It was for
Oh.
colored girls. For colored girls. In
Okay.
that movie, what is her name? Not Viola Davis, the other one. Oh goodness, I'm so terrible with names. Anyway, she was saying she had this poem in that movie talking about how the guy almost ran off with all of her and didn't even know he had it. Honey, when I heard that poem, I've got to find that poem. Like because it was so powerful because it really spoke to how we put ourselves out there and we give ourselves parts of us to people that really just don't deserve it at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And you'll end up sitting up here being hurt and everything else, and they gone about
And
they
regretting it,
merry on life, honey. They going right
depressed.
on along and don't even realize it. Meanwhile, you depressed, you hurt, you sitting up here feeling like, okay, well, I'm not enough. Now you're not succeeding. Now you're not setting goals because you're like, I'm not even gonna make the goals because you're hanging around the wrong people. It's a whole downhill
Yes. It's a
snowball of
domino
trouble.
effect.
Okay, exactly. It's a domino effect. So getting your self-love together and really understanding and respecting yourself,
Hmm.
that's the first step. Because once you do respect yourself, you're going to require that other people respect you to even more. You know
Right.
what I mean? You're not going to handle me just any kind of way. You
Okay.
might have handled the old version of me any kind of way, but this new me right here,
Hmm.
right now.
Right
Okay.
here.
This one right here, this one right here. Okay. Like you're not gonna handle her any kind of way.
Okay.
You know what I
You
mean?
got
And
to
you
be
can't
you got to be careful. I'm fragile.
listen. Shoot, not only am I fragile, baby, you might find out you a little bit more fragile than you thought. Cause this new version of me,
Hmm.
listen,
I'll
so
read up.
you you have to, but it requires that you do some development, to get to that point. I never what happened? I'm like, what? They
So
saying we
Dorothy
crazy.
said, my girl Dorothy said, girl, buy your own bag. Having all these different dudes in rotation is going to have your pH balance off. Hello. That's so
Facts,
true. And he's bringing everyone else's nastiness to you. Hello. Okay, Dorothy. That
facts,
is
all
definitely
of that.
all of that.
All of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Woo
Not
wee.
only that, but he bringing out them in different energies to you. You don't know. He done been. I mean, just you got to keep yourself together. Okay.
Right.
Here's something. I'm gonna tell y'all something now. Y'all don't be judging me for what I'm about to say. Okay, because I feel like it is a perfect analogy for like how the mindset or the outlook just flow with me for a second. I ain't even gonna try to explain. Just flow with me, okay?
Okay.
So when you don't really have a lot of self-respect for yourself, you treat yourself like a McDonald's, right? You be
Mhm.
hiring everybody. You ain't gotta have no experience. You can just come in right off the street, get a job, right? Because that's how McDonald's do. They hire everybody. Okay. But once you get some self-respect for yourself, once you start really figuring out who you are, you realize not only who you are, but whose you are. You
Right?
know what I
Who
mean? And
you
what
are.
your purpose really are,
Mhm.
really is, and how much bigger than you it really is. Honey,
Right.
you start looking at yourself like a Fortune 500 company. Baby, you got to do 3, 4 interviews before you even get a start date up in
Okay.
here. Okay.
Okay.
You can't
I'm
just
taking
come in here.
applications only.
Listen, you got to know somebody to be able to put in the application over here. Okay. You got to be able to have a good reference to be able to get a interview over here. Okay.
Okay.
Whereas at the McDonald's, you just walking in, open interviews every
Right.
Tuesday and Thursday, 2 to
We ain't
5.
just taking
We
the
ain't doing
walk-ins.
open interviews. Okay. Open interviews is over. We're not doing open interviews. Okay. You need
Okay.
to listen. If you mess with one of them females and you messing with a lot of dudes right now, evaluate your situation, okay? Because you might realize you got a whole lot of McDonald's employees that need to be laid off.
Off.
Okay, you need to go ahead and fire them.
And they on the never hire again list.
Listen, matter of fact, you're closing down that establishment because you are opening a Fortune 500 company. Okay, we're
Right.
leveling up. Different things are required at this new level. Like you
Yes.
have to really start looking at yourself. Like my friends be laughing when I tell them, "Baby, I don't take applications all the time. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
I might be hiring, but I got to let you know. I'm gonna scope you out to let you know if I'm hiring or not.
Right.
Okay, because you will never
You got to
know.
get past the screening
Do you hear me?
process.
There's a 6-step process over here, sir. You got to get past each part, okay, before you even get the interview. All
Okay.
right. So, but no, seriously though, you have to be able to set up certain things for yourself, like because otherwise you'll just deal with anybody who will deal with you, which
Yeah.
9 times
You
out of
just
10 is
offering
not gonna
things.
give you. It ain't gonna give you what you need. And like Dorothy said, your pH is gonna be off. Okay, then you're
Off.
gonna be sitting up here all at the doctor because you're burning
Girl.
and you got some stuff going on. You're trying to yoni steam every 3 days. It's not
That
gonna
ain't
go
gonna
it's
work.
not gonna go well.
Mm-mm.
Just take some time, get to know you.
Yes.
That would be my thing.
Yes.
And be more like Diamond. Don't be like her cousin, okay? Just
Okay.
make the money, but don't let the money make you. All
Right.
right. All
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
Very good.
But
Very good.
we do recommend, you know, that you don't strip if you can. You know, your body is
I'm
you
not recommending stripping. I'm sorry. Let me
yes, I'm
clarify.
not
I'm
recommending
not
stripping either.
recommending
So that's
stripping.
not what we're saying.
We're not saying that. What I'm
I
saying
don't even
is, what
agree
I'm saying
on
is,
it.
do your hustle, whatever your thing is, right? There's some skill that you have, right? That is not your body, okay? There's
Right.
some skill that you have, right? That you can use.
That you
And
were
you want to
blessed with.
use that skill, right? Use that
Right.
skill so that you can get to your next level, right?
Right.
There's something that you're sitting on right now, but understand that whatever that skill is, that's not even the tip of the iceberg for what God really has in store for you.
Right.
Understand there's more beyond that, but you
Yes.
got to take a
You
step
gotta open it.
first.
Right.
Got to take a step first. So let me just clarify that. I'm not saying go out here and do that. I mean, you grown, you make your own choices, but I'm not suggesting that. All right, go ahead. You take it away, Ty. I'm just shut up.
No, you good. So I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. This was very, very fun for me. I'm sure my girl Morgan enjoyed it just as much. Thank you, Dorothy, for being here with us, girl. I appreciate you. And stay tuned for our second episode. And you'll have to stay tuned for that next title. But thank you guys for watching. And for all my ladies, um, be more self aware of you and accept everything about yourself. As soon as you start doing that, the happier you will be. Okay? So that was our conversation on what do you bring to the table. First episode to hit the books. Thank you for watching the Ty the Natural Experience. And thank you, Morgan, for coming on the episode with me. I appreciate you, sis.
Thank you for having me.
You're
This
welcome.
was so fun.
I know. I can't wait for it again. So thank you so much, Morgan, for being here with me. And I'm going to see y'all back on the next episode. Peace, y'all.